Hi, welcome to the Potter's House Art Center. Today I'm going to throw 6 pounds of clay. I'm going to make a 6-pound bowl, and so hopefully everything will work out okay. All right, let's get started. First thing, centering. It's a little tougher when you get these bigger balls of clay. It's really hard to talk and push as hard as you need to for a 6-pound bowl of clay. I did an 8-pound bowl a few minutes ago and it was tough. I didn't think I could videotape that one. Not much jump to it yet. Give it another good push. Okay, I'm going to slow the wheel down now to a medium speed. We're going to open this thing up. Whew. That was pretty tough. Compressing the bottom really good. I like a nice flat bottom in my dishes. I guess I'm all about the more volume, less thickness in the clay. Okay, I'll slow her down just a little more. The wheel seems to sometimes start going back up in speed. I'm going to start raising this. Better compress that a little bit more. Still rather thick. Should be able to get this one pretty tall. I'm gonna angle it in just a little here. This allows me to have a little bit more control while I'm pulling. A lot easier control with a bowl shape like this rather than out like this. Press a little on that rim. May have to cut it off a little in the end. But I just want to keep it secure. Don't want it to get too fragile at this point. Okay, let's give it another little hug. Bring it back in. The taller you go, the more it automatically wants to flare outward, or so I like to bring it in at an angle. Make sure there's no dry spots anywhere on the clay. There we go. I like to constantly get the water. You don't want to leave any water set in it for any period of time. So I'm constantly, even though I'm going to put water in it again to wet the sides, I'm just constantly taking that excess water out so that it doesn't weaken the clay at all. Okay, I think that's about as tall as I want it to be. I'm going to use this tool right here and put a foot on it with it. It'll give it a good look. This one just calls for it. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Get this excess slip off the outside edge. As I tell all my students, if you have a lot of excess slip, there's a possibility that your pot could dry quicker from the inside than the outside, causing a crack down the side of the pot. So, doesn't happen real often, but I have seen that happen. So we're just going to take off all that excess slip off the side. Now I'm going to bowl this out a little. I'm going to bring it out a little. Now, even though I just took all the slip off, this is just water I'm putting on it now, so it hasn't really, I'm not going to use my hands that much on it to make more slip. It's just going to keep it from sticking to my hands. Stretch this clay out just a little and hope for the best. Make me a nice size serving bowl. This clay will shrink. It has a 12% shrinkage rate, but even at 12%, this is going to be a nice serving bowl. I'm going to just belly it out just ever so lightly towards the bottom of the pot. Give us that just a little bit of a belly on it there. I'm gonna take the chamois over the edges too. Your rim is always your most fragile part of any dish. And so try to make the rim as well compressed as I possibly can. And I don't like to make my rims very thin either. I'm gonna just flare this top out just for some interesting shape effects. Oh yeah, I think I like it. So the only thing to do now then is to cut it off the bat. Let me get some of this excess slip off the bat. If you leave the excess slip on the bat and then cut it, you have a tendency to pull water under your pot, which will make your pot re-adhere, and it'll be harder to take off when it gets to leather hard. So I like to take the excess off, put my wire down, let the wheel do the work, pulling through. There we go, it's all cut off. That's it. Now you've seen my 6 pound bowl here, and it has a diameter of almost 10.5 inches and a height of about, so much clay on here I can't see, 7.5 inches. Of course, that's a wet measurement, so when it dries we'll measure it again and see how much it comes out to. But there she is. So it's not Super Bowl Sunday, but that is definitely a Super Bowl. Thanks for joining me at the Potter's House Art Center.